buddies, that was Marty Robbins and La Borrachita. Okay, I was requested it a couple of days ago. The only version I could find was a really old version on YouTube, but a great tune, so I thought let's do it. Okay, so we've got the chords we'll start with. We're starting with the D. To A7. Back to D. D again. D7. G. D. A7. D. And that sequence repeats. So it's a really simple sequence. If you watch on the playthrough, you can see where it changes really easily. Just D, A7, D, got a D7, a G, D, A7, D. Nice and easy. Okay, so we've got the melody, which is played mostly on the first and third sections in double stops. So we're starting with, so we're in the key of D, and I'm playing F sharp and A on 7 and 5. Then I'm playing, so all this section is on the top two strings. So I've got 7 and 5, then 7 and 7, F sharp and B. So F sharp and A, F sharp and B, F sharp and C sharp, 7 and 9. So you just keep that third finger where it is. Got these three notes on top. Back to F sharp and A on 7 and 5. Then you slide down to D and F sharp on 3 and 2. So slowly. Okay, and then back to. So you return to your original position of F sharp and A. And you play 2, and then 2 with the B. So, and then the C sharp. Okay, it's just like before, but a different rhythm. So, back to F sharp and A on 7 and 5. And slide that as we hit the A7 chord to an E and a G. Okay, the 5th and the 7th of the chord. So that's on 3, 5 and 3. On the B and E strings. So. And then. Now we're going. We've got a G and a B, so I'm just playing that as two separate notes this time. So instead of playing 8 and 7, up to B and D on 12 and 10, down to A and C sharp on 10 and 9. Yeah. Okay, then we're going to a G and B, slide into A and C sharp, so 8 and 7, slide to 10 and 9, back to 8 and 7, and then down to 7 and 5. Back to where we began at the very start of the song, F sharp and A. Okay, and then we've got, very similar to the first phrase, but instead of playing, keeping that note on F sharp, now the bottom note changes too. So we're going F sharp and A, G and B, A and C sharp. So 7 and 5, 8 and 7, slide to 10 and 9, down to 7 and 5, down to 3 and 2, D and F sharp. So, and then when we go to the D7 chord, that's where the only time we play a note here outside the D major scale, we're playing, instead of a C sharp, a C natural, the 7th of the chord. So we've got, so I'm playing as 2 separate notes again, F sharp and A, 7 and 5, sliding up to A and C sharp on 10 and 8, down to G and B on 8 and 7. And then we got G and B, A and C sharp, so we're going from 8 and 7 to 10 and 9 to 12 and 10, back to 10 and 9, back to G and B on 8 and 7, down to F sharp and A on 7 and 5. Then a little chromatic passing tone. So we're now playing. So just taking the F sharp and A from a semitone below. So going F and A flat. So we've got 6 and 4 to 7 and 5. Sliding to A and C sharp on 10 and 9. So down to G and B on 8 and 7. So down again to F sharp and A on 7 and 5. So, and then down to E and G on 5 and 3. So I'll play that bit so fast, slowly. And the third bit. So again, we're doing that little lead in by a semitone. So we've got a D sharp and F sharp to E and G. So 4 and 2 to 5 and 3. To G and B on 8 and 7. F sharp and A again on 7 and 5. So E and G on 5 and 3, and then landing home on D and F sharp on 3 and 2. So that last phrase slowly. Okay, and then we go into a section where we play around the D major scale. So I'm starting on A on the 10th fret of the B string, to B on 12, C sharp on 9 to D on 10, back to C sharp, then going down the scale, B, A, G, F sharp. On the B string 12, 10, on the G string 12, 11. So yeah, and then so we do this twice. A, B, C sharp, hammer to D, back to C sharp, So that's 10, 12, 9 to 10, 9. Then I'm doing 10 and I'm sliding to 12 on the B string. Then a G on 12 on the G string. So I'm going 12 to 12. And again. The next phrase we've got, I played A, B, C sharp, D. Okay, so that's 10, 12, 9, 10. Back to 9 on the B and E strings. Then we've got A, B, C sharp again. 10, 12, 9. Then A, B, F sharp. 10, 12 and 11 on the G string. So 10 and 12 on B to 11 on G. And next you play a little rake. So you just forming a part, not the whole, but just 3 strings of D major chords. I'm playing D, F sharp and A, 12, 11 and 10 of the D, G and B strings. And just raking across the strings. So as soon as I play these D and G strings, I'm just releasing the pressure. So the only really note that I was getting ringing out is the A on 10. So just picking across them. So I've got 10 to 12, then 9, 10, 9, C sharp, D, C sharp, then A, B, F sharp, A, 10, 12, 11, 10 on the B and G strings. Then over the D7 chord, we've got the C natural again. So I've got D, F sharp, A, 12, 11, 10 on the D, G and B strings. To 13 on B, 12 to 12. So I've gone from C to B. There we go. And it's so that's the phrase. So G, B, C sharp, D, C sharp, B, A. So I'm playing 12, 12 on G and B. 9, 10, 9. C sharp, D, C sharp. To B on 12 on the B string, to A on 10. Then I've got F sharp on 11, then going up the D major scale. So 11, 12, 10, 12 on the G and B strings, then to 9 on the E string, then to 10, then go back down the scale to C sharp, to B, then jump to the G note. So 12, 12. So the last 2 notes are 12 on B and 12 on G. So then finish the phrase. Got E, F sharp, G. A little trill on that F sharp, G, F sharp. So I'm playing 9, 11, 12, 11, 12, 11, 9, 7. And then you just, there's a little phrase that finishes off the whole thing. Just a little, sort of almost a repeat of that. Play on 7, 8, 10, F sharp, G, A. Just going up and down the scale. 7, 8, 10, 8, 7, 9, 7 on the B and G strings. Put a little trill in if you want. Something like that. Okay, okay, so that finishes off that single note section, and then you basically just repeat the first section. Okay, and there you've got it. So we'll take a look next at the bass. For the bass part, I just improvised around the chords using the chord tones. So on the D, I'm just playing D, F sharp to A on 5, 4 and 7 on the A and D strings. Moving that down to A, so on the E and A strings, same thing. The last bar of A, because we've got an A7, I played the 7th note, a G on the D string on 5, then went down, so I went down, so 5, 7, 4, back to D. And then again, because we've got D7, I did the same thing. This time on the G and D strings. So just the D again, then 5, 7, 4, down to a G. So that's just 3, 2 and 5 on the E and A strings, then D, A, just like before, then back to D. And that just repeats. Okay, so great tune, and thanks for requesting it, and as always, thanks for watching. Cheers, buddies. I've also made a practice backing track for this, and you can find the link in the description.